Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I hope my mic doesn't die off me on this, because I'm using my microphone to tell this story. Yeah guys, it's been a month since I told the story, so before we start it, please like and subscribe, and when you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and comment down below. Someone did comment down below on my last story, so yeah. So this is the story of the young alcoholic. He was born in May of 2002, and and nothing much happened during his childhood, except when he was, in 2015, when it was his birthday, May of 2015, he went to, went to Sacramento for about 2 full days for a short road trip. And then on the last day of the road trip, one day before they went back to their hometown, which is in Salt Lake City, Nevada. Actually, yeah, in Salt Lake City. Which is actually in Utah, USA. So, our United States of America. Okay, that's enough. So, yeah. They pretty much went to the Budweiser factory, the company that makes beer. And so even though when he was in 13 and on his vacation, he was just here for his 13th birthday, even though and he heard the guy said, yeah, he could take a tour of this Budweiser factory place, but he cannot go to the bar and drink alcohol. Our beer, what they serve in the bar, even though they did show him how beer was made, and he was only with his dad at this point. It was just him, son, and his dad. Sorry, I sworn I heard something. So yeah, it was a son and father road trip. So sometime about almost an hour later, they went out of the. They went to. So they went to a grocery store, which is went to Walmart, basically. I swear my mom said something, guys. But yeah, tomorrow's Monday for me, and I don't have school because it's Veterans Day. Okay, back to the story, please. So yeah, when he went to Walmart and he got a sip of a non-alcoholic beer, it was in a bottle, and it was an O'Duos. And then ever since then, he kind of liked it when they turned to the Motel and Motel 6. He just loved the taste of it. Well, at first he said it was kind of weird, but then some way he loved it. Like he thought it was gonna be like sweet, a bit sweet, but beer is made with rice and bread, so it's not what they're expecting what the taste will be. So some time has passed. When he was 15, he had this girlfriend since he was 12, but around after he was 13, he'd been hiding he was still drinking non-alcoholic beer. He'd been hiding it from his mom and his friends, because you know why. So when he was 15, when with his girlfriend, he'd been having his girlfriend since he was 13, but this time they had, they had sex, they got laid, and then the first time they did it, they didn't became pregnant, but the second time, not too long later, a few weeks later, they got laid again with his girlfriends. This time they got pregnant, and then 9 months later, which was in June of 2017, and 1 month after his 15th birthday. They got laid and got pregnant, laid twice in the month. And I can't hear because of this gun noise. Well, other than that, I'm sorry. Those gun noises are loud, but I'm gonna have to deal with it. So 9 months later, which 9 months after June is. These 6 months, these December to 8 months is February. So in March they had their own kid. March of 2018. The kid was born. Their kid was born. And then by the time he graduated high school, well, yeah, he graduated high school and he celebrated by drinking a real beer. And then he was before graduation of, which was in, I don't know when they graduated. They had a real beer, but unfortunately he got it caught doing it and he was put on probation for a while. And then, sorry, I was a bit itching. When did they graduate? Yeah, next year in June 2020 he graduated. Because he was born in 2002. So, yeah, and then 2 years after he had his own son, then he just celebrated with a cold real beer that actually had alcohol in it, or more than 0.5, around like 10 units or 10 grams of alcohol, I believe. Pretty much his real beer he tried was Budweiser, like he did when he was visiting the factory when he was 13. So then he was put on probation. Then when in 2021 of June he was done with probation. Then he moved out. You know, he's a bit sad. He wanted to move out when he was 18 instead of 19 because he was on probation. So and then years later when he was 23 he became an alcoholic. He started drinking when he was 20. Ever since he was 22 he became addicted to the alcohol. Even though they were still he was still had his girlfriend. They never got married. And his girlfriend was a drug free. Then not too long later, his girlfriend found out about it. So his girlfriend found out, and then she was kind of concerned about it because she never tried a drug ever. She didn't even got the common cold ever in her life, and she never even took real meds like pills or prescribed medications. She never took drugs in her life, any kinds. And she was also a healthy lady, so she loves fruits and vegetables, so. And she barely eats meat, so. Because vegetables and meat because fruit and vegetables are her favorite stuff. She just wants to live a healthy life without medication or drugs. So then, eventually, the young alcoholic became, when he was, so by the time he was 29, he died. Even though his son was 14 and they never got married and his girlfriend didn't care much about him before then, so. And then life just continued. Then when his son was 18, he prompted her mom, or the son's mom or whatever, promised not to do any drugs like your dad did, he said. And then, his son did all kinds of drugs. His dad, unlike his dad, his dad only did alcohol. He did not care what his mom said. Well, for a while, when he graduated, he lived alone. He did care what he said. He didn't do alcohol or any drugs, and until he was at least until later in life, in his late 20s. pretty much when he was like 27 years old, he started wanting to do drugs and forget what his mom said. And then his first drug ever was marijuana and a beer and a cigarette. And he also bought a vape pen. When he did it for celebration when he became rich at 27. So he took then sometime later he did other drugs that are actually illegal, including LSD, marijuana, yeah, weed, I mean, drugs that are actually illegal, and cocaine or crack, it's called, whatever you want to call it, and he did all kinds of illegal drugs, including meth. So, yeah, and then that's it. His son doesn't care. So yeah, that's it for today's story. I'm sorry it took me some time, but sometimes it takes time, you know, so that's it for the story. Goodbye, and enjoy the rest of the match.